Had a competitor never get anything done if you all wait on everybody.
Good morning. It's October 20th, 2023. This morning is Parks and Cemetery Committee. Present is the Parks and Cemetery Supervisor, Marty Peterson, Councilman Clay, Councilman Schramm in a tie, and City Attorney Paul Jensen. Marty, what you got?
Just get our fall stuff done. Blowing out sprinklers this week. We had cleanup week last week, so everybody's busy there. Ron Er's got the doors in the bathrooms. He's got to finish up the McDonald's ones yet, put a flange around the outside, but they look good. Waiting to fertilize. You know, funerals, everything. We've been busy. Something else?
No?
Okay.
I have nothing.
I mean,
I'm just listening.
Yeah, just guys are busy. All our summer help's gone now.
Even the seasonal.
Yeah, the seasonal there, so that's what I wanted to say, so.
Does it seem lonely?
Not like it used to be. There's four of us now, you know, before.
Right.
But,
Still stuff to do, huh?
yeah, oh yeah, we're plenty to do.
You only get lonely when there's nothing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta mow the cemetery one more time and, at least, and, but, yeah, staying busy. You guys got any questions?
I have a question about Leahy Bowl, if we could.
Okay,
Wondering about if you are willing to discuss the possibility of moving those carports from upstairs to down by the field. If that one that's to the west of the concession stand, it's 8.5 feet tall. And I took a rope and tied it from the tower to 8.5 feet from the pole at the backstop. Then went up on top. If we cut that carport in half, put half on the visitor side and half on the home field side, it would put shade right down close to the field and give us 2 more parking spots upstairs in the handicap area, right close to the concrete that we already have. And if you're not totally against that, I'd like to explore that with you this fall to see if it's something we could do. Don't think, it would cost us a used post that we have probably out in the junk pile, 4 of them.
Cut in half the length way or the,
Cut it in half right down the center going the long way, so you would actually have 2 half covers, shade covers. And they're already got the beam across them and everything, so 2 light poles. And in fact, if you attach the one to the pole that holds the net up, you'd only have to put in 1 light pole to hold that half up. And it would give shade to people that wanted to sit down at the field.
I don't know if they're designed to be cut in half. are they?
first of all, I don't think that, and I don't think we can make it look, there's something else to do if that's a thing, but to make those look good would be tough, you know what I'm saying?
They look just like they do, except if you didn't want to use a wooden pole, then use one of the aluminum light poles, but then you gotta pour concrete, because you can't bury those steel poles,
No.
the old light poles, you can't put them in the ground. So we'd have to do concrete. I was trying to do it without any cost whatsoever.
I'd have to look at them and.
That's
study it.
what I'm asking, if you'd be willing to go
Yeah,
out there with
we
me
can.
and take a look at how it would work.
But just off the top of my head, cut them, it just,
No.
facing that way, they catch a lot.
Why
of
we want to
wind,
cut it
too.
in half? Because it would be too big to be down on the field for one?
And then we get 2 of them.
Yeah, I thought if it was feasible that you would need or require 2, you get another one, because I think it would look bad after it got cut in half, look cobbled up junk, but I don't know.
What's more important, the parking or the shade down below?
Well,
I know it's a dual purpose that you're looking to accomplish if they would do this, but of the 2, what is the most important, the parking or the shade?
here's the thing, the only time that we really have daytime games when shade is important is during the tournaments, okay? And when you have another team that comes in and they sit in the bleachers, okay, then fans don't have any place to sit. And there you'll have 15 to 20 uniformed baseball players sitting where maybe the paying people should be sitting. So my thought was, and then winter is also, we have a field that is not, like Gregory's Field, okay, is a close-in field. It's, people are right in the middle of the baseball game because they're right there. Where in winter, all the fans honk their horns, and that's, our intimacy is of the honking of the horn rather than of the clapping and cheering. My thought was if we could get bleachers set close to the field, that it would be a more intimate baseball setting. That's the thinking. As far as, you've all seen in the state parks around the picnic tables, the half shade, which is exactly what this would look like. And if that looks offensive to you, then you're right, okay?
Oh, you're saying cut it the long ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just don't think
I thought
they'd be,
you'd chop it in half, but,
I just don't think they're designed to,
yeah.
that's a light aluminum, the frame and stuff, and wind catching it and working it,
I just wanted to hear the goals, the long-term goals. and
That's the
see-
goal, because it would actually do 2 things. It would free up seating in our limited seating grandstand area, okay? And it would put people, if that wanted to, right close to the field. The next team coming into play would be right next to the dugouts, as far as that goes. And that's where I'm sure they would gravitate to that. That would be my thinking.
Does anybody utilize the concrete leveled pads halfway up the hill?
No,
not very often.
Because there's
You
no
know
shade?
why?
No shade?
can't see home plate. And I told them that before they built it. When they dug them out, the city went up there and dug them out. Rotary was the was the catalyst behind that, okay? And at the time, I was a member of Rotary, and when they dug them out, I went and sat on the grass that they didn't dig out, which is what the top of that thing is now. Can't see home plate because the dugouts are in the way. And so when I asked them if we could go ahead and move them closer to the center of the field, so that the dugouts wouldn't be in the way, I was told, move home plate. So they spent all that money, and they're beautiful, aren't they? But if you sit in them and you notice people will go sit in them, then they'll move. You can't see the batter.
One time there was a plan, or not a plan, a thought
Yeah.
to do something similar to that. And I don't know whose idea was to do those, because there was a thought to do that, like,
All the way around,
yeah. Had you heard that? Had
I'd
you
heard
heard
that
somebody
too.
mention that before?
yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Like from dugout to dugout?
Kind
Yeah,
of.
kind of from where it is right now,
Pole to pole.
each of those, and then just keep bringing them in to
Go
the
towards the stadium.
towards the
Oh,
grandstand.
Yeah.
more of those
More of those.
Yeah, just
landscape deals.
yeah, extend that around. So you give a place, because currently everybody sets in their lawn chairs in front of their cars or something, and then those are great for setting on a lawn chair. You're flat, you're level, whatever.
And you're low enough there that the people can see over
And
you.
you're closer to the field. And
to
then,
the field.
was that you that mentioned then plant some shade trees there so you can sit in some shade while you're sitting there? Because that is an experience. You can watch a baseball game in a lawn chair under a shade tree with a nice breeze. Wow.
Yep, and if you don't have parking that you watch the game from, it's a perfect setting, like in Wakefield, Nebraska. Yep. But we don't have that. Our feature is that we get to sit in our car and watch.
Best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. But if you never plant a tree, you won't have the
But that was my
benefits of it in
question,
20
Marty,
trees.
if you wouldn't
20
be
years from
opposed
now.
to just going and looking
Yeah,
at
we go look at
how
it.
this, because I can show you where you're not gonna have a structure issue at all.
Visual or, yeah, sightline.
The only thing that I would question is, if we don't wanna spend hardly any money, we need to use a wooden post, not the steel ones that we have in surplus. Because you can't bury those. You have to put concrete down and mount those posts with a bolt. Then it wouldn't look like wood, a wooden post was used to make this work. And I agree with you, the aesthetics is part of it. But we have wooden posts that hold up our backstop. So the wooden post wouldn't be terrible bad, especially if we attached one end of this shade to the backstop post.
One of the things that we have to remember, budgetary and grant-wise, now we've been awarded the grant for Bailey's.
Yep, good.
And we've used one of the 3 years to get everything done. We've got 2 years to get everything completed out there.
Yep.
You gotta try fitting this in your schedule, and if it can't, then you have to give us a timeline of, if not this project, be thinking in the future about some of the
Yeah,
suggestions that you're hearing.
and that's
coming
my
in.
point, is our job is to come up with ideas that would improve our facility. If it doesn't get done in
There's-
2024 or 2025, could it still be considered an improvement in the facility if we have more shaded seating?
Councilman Schramm, your job is to find the funds. Because we've got lights to do, we've got that out there to do, this,
Well, the lights we already have as part of our budget.
for this next year.
Yep.
If we do the LEDs, just the bulbs.
I understood we were just replacing bulbs.
Yeah, just put,
Yeah, and then we had a price, we have a budget on that, so
Troy's like 4,000 or something.
No, I think it's 8,000.
8 or 9, yeah.
I think it's 8.
And so that's gonna be adequate for, and they'll last 7 or 8 years, you know, so.
Still a lot of work to be done out at that Bailey's thing, timeline wise. Be cautious, but think about it.
Okay.
Because your time, one thing we find out, South Dakota's Mother Nature is a little bit different. She will change course on us in our entire timeline. Not a bad idea at all. Just, I like the idea of I gotta be honest, I like the trees up top. I like the trees up top if you have those continued around towards the stadium where, as you're saying, Brad, get them closer to home plate where they can see.
That's the absolute only problem with what is put in there. Now, the other way to solve that would be to cut 1.5 feet off the dugouts.
Or,
Then you could see the batter.
or what we could do is instead of moving home plate, we could raise home plate so the pitchers throw it up and everything.
But I really am sincere about this, that the dugouts, I mean, if you measure from stepping into the dugout to the top, it's like 9 feet, if I remember correctly, okay? The short guys have to jump to touch that beam that holds the front of the dugout. So it is possible, and I know you laughed,
I did.
but it would be really possible to change the angle of the dugout roof and lower the front.
Yeah, I hear you, Brad. Leahy Bowls,
That those things would be usable.
Leahy Bowls is very important to our community, but we got this grant that
Yeah, I
the other
understand.
ballparks that have to take priority to utilize those, and that's gonna take a lot of time too, and labor.
Don't disagree, but if we don't start the discussion, we'll never get the job done. You know. So whenever you're available, if you want to just call me,
Okay.
I'll come up and walk you through what I think. Because my biggest concern was if we do that, how will people in the stands see over them? And when I put the measurement to it and hung the rope across, go back up top, you can see right over top of the rope and see. You wouldn't, there would be a spot where if a catcher caught a foul ball in front of that dugout, you probably wouldn't see the catcher in front of that shaded area. But that's when you wouldn't be able to see everything. Just like if you catch one in front of the dugout at third base, you might not see the third baseman catch that foul ball.
So Marty, are we going to improve the roads in the cemetery some more, or there's a plan on that?
Yeah,
isn't there?
Troy's talking about it. The last one I heard is like maybe when Reedy redoes North Main, that we would, he's talking about just a 2-inch mat on one road. He's seeing what that's cost and stuff.
I had thought at one time we were gonna go in and put some millings down in.
Yeah, that's
That
one
was the
thought.
original plan, yeah.
Yeah. But this is what Troy mentioned the other day he might look into. And
On the main road?
no, on, between the 7 acres and the new section to the south. Probably our most traveled road now since most of the funeral stores on the south.
That's where the new burials are.
Yeah. But anything else, I mean, that needs some recycle on it anyway. It gets pretty squishy in the spring.
That's what I understood was recycle and maybe
Chip seal.
like a blotter, like we did on 7th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
What percentage of that new development is left undeveloped? Half, or is it less than half?
Man.
For the
half-
better, lack of a way to put it, developed, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe half, maybe a touch more.
It's a little over half.
It's
then, huh?
getting there.
And that's been 10 years?
That I don't know.
It was before you.
What are you calling the new development?
Clear to the south.
Oh, everything south?
Well, you be today.
Okay.
There's that road, and you can tell it's got a big dome on it, and it's, I don't know when it was developed though. Before you were on the council?
No, I think, I want to say that in 17, they started building that up with dirt. And I think they had just prior to that, maybe around 15. So it's been there 9 years, and they started on the west end, building up the dirt on that end and trying to get it to grade with the rest matching it up. But it's been less than a decade.
Yeah, it's,
15, 16, maybe.
My mom's funeral was in 2003. She's in the 7 acres, but I don't remember it, the new section then.
Right.
So that's 20
Between,
years.
yeah, between 3 and 15 is when they had to start to have developed it. So it's getting close to about a decade of service, and we need so much fill dirt on that southeast side over there.
Yeah.
It's never gonna get
They hauled a
accomplished.
lot last summer, the summer before, but it still needs
Oh, yeah,
a lot of work.
good another 4-foot lift probably.
I would say so. Get it crowned just like this one, it drains nice.
Yeah. But we can't continue coming south because we can't, I know where you're going. And you can't continue going south with the cemetery because we can't ever get enough fill dirt to build that up.
You get lower and lower.
You're gonna always get lower and lower, and we know how wet that is. No, at some point, we have to address
Yeah.
that, I agree. Somewhere other than south.
Calvin said when he started in 1985, there was one headstone in the 7 acres. So
Now, what's the 7 acres? Is
The
that
new-
the middle there, just the one to the north of the south section.
okay.
Yeah.
Where, yeah, the main drive,
Yeah.
where I'd say you come through,
It's
there's
got
two
that
ways.
teardrop one at the bottom, or at the west side. But so.
Where the rocks used to be?
Yeah, no, those are the north, those are farther north.
Okay,
This is the third section from the north.
Gotcha.
okay.
There was one stone there in 85.
Yeah, and basically filled up before he left. So it don't take long.
Right, and we've got 3.5 acres, maybe 3, maybe 4 in the new section clear on
Yeah,
this.
Probably,
So
maybe 5.
85 is when Kelvin left for 7 acres, that was 20 years.
It's really
20, 30
surprised
years.
me how the new dome, whatever, that's just, because I've helped with the Legion funerals over the years when we first started the first burials. Man, it's really progressed quickly of filling that up. And that's why I was curious what you thought, where we're at, a little over half.
Well, the baby boomers are now
Yeah.
dying.
It's gonna start really
Yeah.
ramping up because
Yeah.
of the big bubble of population.
What about the tree that had the bug or whatever?
I think it's dead. We gotta get it out.
I was,
there
my
sometime.
question was gonna be, when are we gonna take it down?
We'll have to get the light guys to help us. We'll just gotta get organized.
It's
to
a
do
big
it.
tree, yeah.
Yeah.
We sure don't wanna drop one on
No.
a tombstone, yeah.
No, it's right
It
on.
died though.
Yeah, it's dead.
It- Yeah, never. Yeah, I don't even think it has any leaves anymore.
No.
No,
It
it's,
never-
it's.
Never budded
completely
this
dead.
summer.
It had that big hole in it. So,
Well, it's, for the good of the city, Marty.
How's the
I don't know.
budget? How's your budget?
Troy said we had a little bit, had some to spend, but these doors are gonna cut into that pretty good, so I think we'll be okay. Get most of her spent, and might have a lean December, but we don't need to spend much. Need to get a little paint for the ice rink, probably.
Oh, yeah. We do have our ice rink going up.
Are you
When's that
excited?
gonna go up?
I don't know. Rainy days, we'll start bringing it in and painting the pieces and repairing what we need to, and
Okay.
Are you excited about the ice rink?
I don't know.
Do you think it'll be in place for January?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Okay.
We'll get her done.
Where are you gonna place it at?
Basketball courts at the city park.
Over here.
Yeah.
I was thinking tennis court up here, but you're going basketball court.
The tennis court up here has that post still in the middle.
That could make for exciting though.
Yeah, put one right in the middle.
But remember, this is only half a rink.
It's still, yeah, it won't fit on, that pole would have to be gone,
We'd probably have to go the other way, put all 3 poles in the play.
right?
But it'll fit over on the basketball court, and there's lights there.
Light and parking and,
We gotta get a tarp, figure out a tarp.
Gotta lay a tarp on top of the concrete to put the water on.
No good.
Are you gonna go ice skating?
Me?
Yes.
No. I'm way too big to be on skates. I'll break something, not the ice either. 10 years ago or so, I went roller skating, scared the death out of me. I was like, ooh.
Wood has a little more give than ice, though, I think.
No, this was a concrete tile floor.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
When you're that far off the ground, it feels like you're that far off the ground. No, quick answer, no.
I got nothing else, council. How about you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Have a good day, good weekend.
Huskers get a win this weekend, so it'll be good.
They have a bye?
Northwestern.
Is that 2:30 today, or tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 2:30.
Have you done the math?
Are you going?
No. That Tennessee trip kind of took the rest of our fall away.
There you go.
Have you done